Hello, wonderful people. It is Mark here from Not Defining. I've got my cup of tea, and today I'm going on a rant. Today's rant is about people who feel the need to ask us bi people whether we prefer men or women. Okay. Message to those people. Please stop. Please, 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 for the love of all that is holy, please don't ask us that question. And we see you, okay? Bisexual people, tell me in the comments if you feel me on this. We see you. We see the shady ways that you try to find out and the judgment in your eyes. Like, some people will be straight up with it. They'll be like, oh, you're bi. So, like, are you more into men or women? And you're just like, okay, this conversation is over. But most people will, like, try a really, like, sly way of saying it. So they'll be like, oh, so, like, are you single? Like, you got a relationship? Like, have you had other relationships before? And it's like, girl, I know that you are trying to find out whether I've been with men or women so that you can make your judgments about whether I'm basically more gay or more straight. So don't even try, okay? Because I see you. Yeah, we have been through it so many times. We've been through that conversation so many times. We know where you're getting at. So just stop, right? I just do not understand what it is with monosexual people who need to talk about gender all the time. And, like, they can't feel like they understand you until they've categorized you into, like, basically gay or basically straight. We're not gay and we're not straight. Love gay people, love straight people. No, we love our straight allies, but we're not you. We don't think like you. We don't, it's not about men and women. It's not about preferring. It's not, just stop trying to fit us into your mold. Okay? Thank you. The next thing about it is, like, if I'm choosing to share with you that I am bisexual, first of all, you're welcome. The second thing is kind of hard for us to talk about our identities because of the stupid comments that we get and because of the discrimination that we face from both the straight community and the gay community. So if I'm talking to you about it, it's kind of, like, not always the easiest thing to talk about, okay? And, like, what is wrong with just saying, oh, you're bi? Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Period. Done. Do you know what? That is enough for us. I would love if I could say, do you know what? I'm bisexual. And someone's like, that's cool. And then talk about something else. I do not want to be interrogated about it, and I definitely do not want to be interrogated in binary terms. What about other genders? What about the fabulous, gorgeous diversity of humanity that exists? Do you like men or women? I don't like men and I don't like women. I don't like binaries. I don't like your binary monosexual ness. I don't like any of that. I don't even like that question. I don't even like you. Like, just don't ask me that question. Like, am I being unreasonable? If you're a bi person and you actually don't mind this question, please write in the comments, because, you know, that's fine as well. But just for me personally, no. No. Let me just explain to you what happens inside my nervous system when I get asked that question. Okay, so do you prefer men or women? Okay, first of all, I dissociate. Yeah, so my nervous system goes into a state of shock, right? Because I, like most queer people, have complex PTSD, yeah, because I have had my sexuality completely invalidated and threatened for my entire life. And I've been conditioned to think that I'm wrong and broken and an awful person and all the rest of it, right? So when somebody questions me, I am literally triggered, okay? So my body goes into a state of panic. I start to dissociate and it feels absolutely horrendous. It then triggers the other neurodivergent condition that I have, which is OCD, which many multisexual people, sexually fluid people experience to some degree. I start to obsess because I don't actually understand how to answer that question. It is a question which I have asked myself over and over and over and over and over and over again throughout my entire life, and I haven't got an answer. So when you are there up in the bar or like round the dinner table or at the wedding or whatever, and so you're bi, so you're like more into like men or like women. You're just like, for you, that's like just small talk. Like you're not even thinking about that question. You probably don't even want to know the answer to that question. It's like it's like a vacuous question, right? For you, it doesn't mean anything. For me, that is the question that has haunted my life. Oh, get a bit emotional actually. Like this question has haunted my life. Okay, because it has been constantly imposed upon me. And my brain does not work that way. I do not understand how to give you an answer to that question, which is going to mean something to you. So, you don't understand what it does to me to be asked that question. It's awful. It's absolutely awful for a marginalized community, for a less represented part of the queer community, to be asked the one question that traumatizes us so often. It's just like, I need my peace. Do you know what I mean? And I've fought hard for my peace. I've fought hard to be mentally well, to be mentally stable, and to show up and be confident in this world, and to identify and be open. And when you ask me that question, it just brings it all back. It brings back the confusion. It brings back the alienation. It brings back the isolation. It brings back the sense of dread, the sense of hopelessness. And it's just, I can't answer it for you. I can't answer it for you. And the final thing is, we know what's behind that question. Okay, we know why you're asking it. Because whatever we say, we're going to be judged. Okay? So often, if, as a bi man, masc presenting person, if I say that I have any kind of attraction to men, it's like, oh, well, so he's gay. Right? So I've got to pretend that I only have attraction to women. And then they'll be like, oh, well, And then you'll probably be like, oh, well, you're probably kidding yourself. Or if you have a female partner, it's like, oh, it's not fair on her. All this awful stuff. Yeah, with women, it's like, often it's the opposite. If you have a male partner, it's like, oh, well, girl, you're not queer enough. You're not really bi. You're just I kissed a girl and I liked it, a silly straight girl who wants to experiment. Like these awful biphobic tropes. And the hardest thing about it is that you won't say it out loud, right? Some people do, but often, people don't say it out loud. They just judge you. And so you never get a chance to challenge the biphobia. they'll be like, oh, who, have you been with guys? Have you been with girls? And you're like, yeah, I've been with like guys and stuff, or I'm with a guy now, or whatever you say. And they're like, okay, cool. The judgment has happened, but you don't get a chance to challenge it, even though you know they've just completely judged the hell out of you. They've put you in a box, and that's you. People do this to me all the time. So, I've had the rant. I feel better now. Thank you so much for listening. Needed to get that off my chest. Has anybody experienced this? Please come and rant in the comments. I want to see your rant on this topic. Okay, so that was my cup of tea. That was my rant. I hope you have a wonderful cup of tea and a wonderful day. I love you so much. Bye for now.